What's going on, guys? So it is day number 2 of me breaking down what every NBA team needs moving into next season to just improve, be better, make that final push, or whatever the case may be, based on the team. So today, the first team I'm covering today is the Charlotte Hornets. I think the Hornets are in a tricky position because it's just one of those places that just does not attract big name free agents. And thankfully for them, they've had some young talent that's panned out well, especially Devontae Graham. But they have PJ Washington, Bridges. So I think they need to commit to that young core and build it up. And I think they do this by going after small name, but really efficient veterans. Maybe someone like Christian Wood. Some of those guys that will, fill in holes they need without the big name or price tag, because I just don't think they can afford or attract those type of people. But they also have to have another great draft. I think they need to try to find, more players like they've gotten in recent years, like those young stars I just mentioned that have been killing it. I think they need to find more players like that, and just keep growing through the draft and through free agency. They need to play it very smart, and they need to recognize exactly what they are and who they are. And I think they'll be good. I think they have a nice formula going on right now. The next team is the Chicago Bulls. I think they need a consistent playmaker, right? They're a team full of point guards that just can't really make plays consistently. They were ranked 26th in assist to turnover ratio, which is terrible. So I think what they need to do is seek out a veteran point guard who can jumpstart this offense, because they're talented. They have Markkanen, they have Zach LaVine, so they have pieces that can be turned into a playoff team, especially in the East. So, I think they need to bring in a veteran point guard to jumpstart this offense, give them a taste of what an NBA offense, a successful NBA offense looks like. And, eventually maybe someone like Kobe White can learn under that, come understudy to this veteran, and maybe take over the ranks and be handed the baton once he's ready. He had a great 9-game stretch at the end of the season where he proved that he's capable of running an offense, but he hasn't shown it consistently over months, and that's what the Bulls will need. So I think bringing in a veteran point guard who could run the offense will be the Bulls' biggest need or focus in this offseason. And then the last team for today is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they need to bring in a 3-and-D wing, mainly because it's what they're missing, right? You can't win in the current NBA without a solid you can't ever win without solid defense, but you definitely can't win without solid defense and no shooting. The Cleveland Cavaliers don't have either of them. They don't have good shooting and they don't have good defense. They need to bring in a wing that can do both. There's plenty of players like that in the league. So just find the one that fits best with your offense, and maybe bring in a few more players that are good at each, maybe individually, right? The Cavs are really missing, a small forward. They haven't found anyone to replace. No one's going to replace LeBron, but you got to find someone who's competent enough to start in this lineup. They haven't yet. I think they've been putting Chetty Osman out there, who's just not the guy for this team, I don't think, moving forward. So I think bringing in a 3-and-D wing will possibly, change the culture of this team and possibly bring them back to the playoffs in the East. I don't really see this team doing much for the next few years. Same thing with the Hornets. But, these are ways to improve again and to get on that right track. But yeah, so those are 3 teams for today. Stay tuned tomorrow for